Welcome to Harsh Realities, episode 3. I'm T.
I'm Braiden. What's up?
And so today we don't necessarily have like a lot to talk about today, just a couple things. And I think I want to talk about like life, like understanding, like recently understanding that like life you really do only get to live once. So it's like you don't necessarily have to go balls to the wall. Like I said before, like you don't have to go balls to the wall, but like at the same time, like understand that like you really are only here once. Like don't don't regret not doing something, you know. And I feel like a lot of people, like especially in college or like when you're in this age of like college, like you're figuring out who you want to be, like what you want to do.
Yeah. For me, like I understand essentially what you kind of said was YOLO in a way. Like you only live once. I go YOLO, you only die once. So like what do you want to do in your life before you die? Because you can only live once, and some things that like whenever I think of YOLO, I think of like take that risk, take that chance. It's like those chances can be bad, but then when I think of YOLO, it's like, well, you only die once, so what's the harm in taking that risk? And like if that makes sense.
Yeah, like realizing and understanding that you're only on this world once, right? So like what's the worst that's gonna happen if you try something?
Yeah.
Right? Like you fail, okay, get the fuck back up and try again.
Lock in.
Lock the fuck in. No, but like for real shit, bro. Like for me, right? Like taking LF to the moon is plan A. Like that's plan A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. Like going all the way, and then plan Z is that second time job, like getting that full time job, that full time career. But like at the end of the day, like I want to be able to create some kind of content, create something in the world that's going to help people and like inspire them and like push them to be their best selves. Like how we've talked about, like what is something that you need to do today that's going to better you tomorrow?
Yeah, like how can you better yourself tomorrow than you will? How can you be better tomorrow than you will today?
So like at that time, like, you know, building yourself up, like becoming the person that you were meant to be, literally, like,
In a sense, yeah.
like actually like following yourself, like pushing yourself, whether that be getting into fitness like us or starting a clothing brand, opening up a coffee shop, like know that like at the end of the day, the world's not against you. It's you versus you. Truly, at the end of the day, it's me versus the person in the mirror. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, Terezz, you can't have a fucking, you can't open up a coffee shop, you can't do this, you can't do that, because like, hey, watch me, like I'm gonna do that shit, bro. Watch.
Bet against me.
Exactly. Fucking bet against me. I'm gonna start LF. I'm gonna make LF blow up. I'm gonna step on stage and win. Like I'm gonna become a pro, and like there's nobody else in this world that's gonna tell me I'm not going to be, because I've already set my mind to do that, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's you versus you. Like you said, the only person that's gonna stop you is yourself. I could be along to support you. I can be along to. There's gonna be people that try to come along and hate on you, but I will always say, for example, no one that is better than you will hate on you. It's people that are less than you that hate on you. There's the people that don't have that. The people that don't have what you have are the ones that are gonna hate on you. The people that aren't in your shoes, those are the haters. People that are above you, that went out and started that business, that went out and got that IFBB Pro card for gym, for like in all sense. Those guys that have already been at the level, they're gonna support you. Be like, you push yourself. The ones below you, they're going to try to drag you down because they don't want to see you succeed.
Yeah, no, really, like that. I see that now, like with now being in school or now being like out of school and seeing like how people are, like your friends, your true friends that are either above you or right there with you are going to push you. They're going to support you. They're going to push you. They're going to, hey, do this, do this. Hey, you got this, you got this. But it's those people that are quote unquote below you are the ones that are like, oh, that's cringy. Don't
like and I'm not gonna say below because that sounds like more derogatory in a sense, because everyone's like equal in a way, but it's like where they're at in life is not where they want to be, and if you happen to be better in life than that individual per se that doesn't like where you're at, they can hate on you. But I also go to the point of everyone in life, there's different steps in life. So someone at my age, they could be taking 2 or 3 years out of like a gap year for college, because I'm in college right now, and they could be taking a gap year while I'm already getting my degree. So yes, in a sense, I'm ahead of them, but that's maybe not what they want to do.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because like I get it, but at the same time, like I understand not being like, oh, I'm better than you because that's a derogatory term that makes people feel bad. But then at the same time, like the name of our podcast is Harsh Reality, like bringing the truth forward, whether it hurts your feelings or not. And sometimes at the end of the day, you are better than someone.
And sometimes you have to hurt to grow.
And that's exactly.
You have to go through pain to grow. Like, I know, in a sense, a lot of, and at least in all generation, I guess, I've noticed like the huge like influence of gym culture on a lot of males, at least. I'm not saying that females aren't part of it, but for men, I see a lot of times that they go through something very challenging. It's a canon event, like from the Spider-Verse. It's the canon event. You get cheated on, you get broke up with, something in your life happens to cause you to go and better yourself. And that's kind of like where I was. It's like I got really hurt from a relationship, and then I decided to take that and take that pain and turn it into more of a positive thing and better myself every day. And I still continue to do that.
And I think a lot of people haven't realized that though yet. Like for me, like there's this thing that my brother told me is that like you have to hit rock bottom before you can grow. Like at the end of the day, you're never gonna become better than who you are. You're never gonna grow up to be better. You're never gonna any of that until you're at the bottom.
Yeah, and once you hit rock bottom, you know you can't go below rock
Exactly.
bottom. There's nothing below that.
Once I'm down there, like this
There's
is
the only way's up. It's literally up.
Rock said like it's once your fucking back is against the wall, like the only way you can go is forward. The only way once I'm at rock bottom, the only way I can go is up. There's no, if I fucking do something and I fail, I fail. I mean, exactly. And I think, and that's like bringing it back to like not being better than people. I think once you have like that kind of mindset or that kind of understanding of life and that kind of understanding of how you're going to better yourself and how you're going to improve yourself, you are better than people, because there's a lot of people that haven't realized that. A lot of people like to play this, and this is just from my perspective. A lot of people like to play like the world is against me, or they play like the pity card. A lot of people like to play like
I'll go off. I don't know if I've said this before, but the life is kind of like the gym. And for me, there's always going to be someone that's better than you, and there's always going to be someone that's worse than you. There's going to be someone in a better position, physically, mentally, financially, whatever it is. But there's always going to be someone to your left that is 10 times down bad, worse than you. And so, like, going off of that, I was like...
But I will say that, like, I get it. I understand that. And I think that, like, a lot of people need to start thinking in the way of, like, how... Like, is this not who I'm supposed to be, but, like, is this what I want? Right? Like, you're in college. Let's just speak for, like, the average population. I know a lot of people in our generation are going to college now. So, like, if you're in college, like, are you going to college for what you really want to do, or are you just going to college because society told you to go to college?
I'm going to college for me personally because of what I want to do. But exactly. I do understand the aspect.
There are a lot of people that are like communications majors or business majors because they understand, or they're just like, well, I need to do something. I need to figure something out. Like, at the same time, though, like, I think in this generation, you don't necessarily need to go to college to be wealthy. And it's been proven time and time after again, especially with, like, you know, social media and influence. And that brings to my thing of judgment, right? Like, for me, I used to heavily care about what people thought about what I posted. Like, if I was to post on social media, I was like, damn, like, are my followers going to like this? Or are my friends that follow me going to like this? Like, yeah. And now, like, I don't care. Like, I post content for me to be able to see myself grow and like develop, and then also for other people around me to be inspired by it. It's not necessarily about like, oh, it's cringy to somebody else. I don't give a fuck if it's cringy to you or not. You can swipe. Like, that's why there's a swipe feature.
Adding to that, it's like whenever I post stuff and like people can say it's inspirational, motivational, or whatever, it's like, yes, it's motivation for me to continue showing up for myself, but I'm hoping someone else out there can relate. And whenever, like, going back to the haters per se, you can even say haters, they're not hating, they just can't relate to your situation. And it goes back to me saying it's perception of how are they perceiving that situation or that post or that thing. How do they perceive it compared to how do you perceive it? Can they relate to that? Can they not relate to that?
Yeah. Well, it's also, though, like, some people just think differently, and they're just not on like the same kind of like wavelengths or brain, not brain, but like understandings of like a lot of people. Like,
Comprehension.
yeah, like mental health to me, quote unquote, like plays a role in like how you figure out your life and like what you go through. But like I feel like everybody plays this, oh, I'm anxious, like I'm this, I'm that. Like at the end of the day, like I get it, but if you keep pushing yourself into that hole, you keep digging that hole bigger for yourself. You keep saying, "Oh, I'm anxious, so I can't go get a job. Oh, I'm this, so I can't do that." Like you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're literally, and that's what I mean by when I'm saying like you're better than people, or some people are better than others. Because like if you're still in this, well, you know, I can say I have mental like health issues, or I can say that I have like anxiety, or I can say I have this, but like at the end of the day, like what are you doing to better yourself out of that situation?
Yeah.
Right? Like instead of sitting on your ass saying I'm anxious, or oh I'm fat, I'm overweight, like this is never gonna change. Like what are you doing to fix that situation or to bring yourself out of that situation? Like everybody plays that, and that's my biggest pet peeve is that like everybody always plays these like these victim cards, but it's like at the end of the day, you put yourself in this situation, or like it's you're the only way to get out of this situation. Like for me, and this is like very deep, but like for me, like my junior year was easily the worst year of my life, right? Like I'll say, like I thought about ending it, like ending it all. Literally, like I came to college, my coach left the year before that. Came back to school, tore my ACL the first fucking practice of the year. First practice, literally the first 10 minutes into practice, tore my ACL. And then my mom tells me her and my dad are getting a divorce. And then after surgery, I'm told that I'll probably never be able to play volleyball again. And then the volleyball program gets cut. Like it was literally like a back-to-back. And then, don't even mention, I completely forgot about this. And then it's around the time after, like when volleyball program was telling us that they were going to cut us, it was the 5 or 6 year anniversary of my grandma's passing. Like they both passed on the same day, like at all. Like I was here, stuck, hurt, broke, couldn't do anything. Like at that point, it was like, fuck, like what did I do to deserve this? Right? Like at the end, like what did I truly do to deserve this? And like, I didn't know. Like I literally would go to class, go to work, and then go to my fucking room and just sit in my room all night. And that's how I put on so much weight. I didn't want to do anything. I was done.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like it was just me. Like I had to figure my shit out. Yes, I had a girlfriend at the time, and yes, she was there. But like nobody is in that specific situation like you are. Like nobody is in the same situation. So it's literally like everybody can help you. Everybody can like support you, but it has to be you to get yourself out of that hole.
Yeah, and adding to that, you didn't sit there and dwell that your ACL is torn, your parents got divorced, volleyball got cut. Like, yeah, you could sit there, and it's okay to sit there and cope with what's going on. You need to figure out those emotions, those feelings, whatever it is, but don't sit and dwell on that specific thing and let that hold you back. For example, like there's strings; those were 3 strings that were attached to you. And they were hefty strings that were trying to pull you back, and you decided, let me cut those strings. Let me go do whatever I need to do to better myself, so that way tomorrow when I wake up, I'm better than I was yesterday.
Yeah, and I think, like, I tried to. Well, I think that's my biggest reason of like why I try to be this positive person, quote unquote, or this person that's like trying to inspire others, trying to motivate people, trying to show people that like anything is possible. Like you can seriously do whatever you want to do as long as you set your mind to it and you do it. Because like, dude, 322 pounds, like that shit's never going to leave my head. That's the same person that I see every single day. Like nobody understands the amount of work and the effort that I had to fucking put in to get to where I am. Same for you. Like nobody understands like what it was like to go from 290 to 215. Like that's just something that like people don't understand, and it does build character. It does build you up as a person, and it sucks that like people around nowadays are like, oh, like you just post pictures of you in the gym. Like you're such a gym rat. You're such a gym head. You're a douchebag. But it's like no, like I wasn't born skinny. I didn't get that privilege of being shredded. Like a lot of people, a decent amount of people are just born muscular or just born skinny.
There's also, sorry for interrupting again, but there's also a difference between muscles and strength.
Correct. Yeah.
Me and you, I would say, is strength. There's people that are like dice, and you can see their muscles. That's muscle. That's not strength.
Yeah.
Those people aren't putting up 600 pounds on the back of a ball like you are.
Yeah.
They're not deadlifting 405. They're not doing this, this, and this, but they look good. They look big, but they don't have the strength.
Yeah, and at that point, it's like, what do you want? Like, do you want to look aesthetically pleasing, or do you want to be strong? I want both, and I'm gonna take both. I'm gonna go for both, and I am doing both. Yeah, but it's like realizing that like you really have to like figure your shit out if you want to grow. Like, there's nobody else that's gonna help you at the end of the day. It's literally just you.
Go better yourself. Better yourself tomorrow. Better yourself now. Terezz has told me countless times. There's a quote by The Rock that says, day one or one day. And are you going to choose day one, or are you going to say one day I'll do it? No. Tomorrow, right now, whenever you listen to this, if
How
you
can
hear
you
it,
improve yourself today to be better tomorrow?